Hello, welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. Try Hack Me Tuesday and the last box of the year. Now, I know that the year of the generally are released every new year, I believe. So I thought, do you know what, last one of the year, why not? Let's do one of these. We have done in the past Year of the Pig. We've also that one was hard. We've also done Year of the Jellyfish, which was rated hard. This one also rated hard. Year of the Fox and 120 minutes apparently. We have the IP appearing right now. I've been told it's okay to read these. For what is the web flag, the user flag, and the root flag, there is literally no proof, like root.txt or whatever. So we will enmap, enamp. Good start, guys. T5, all ports, aggressive scan with this IP. I could put this in my host file, perhaps. I'm not sure. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, let's not. Let's do it. Sudo nano etc hosts. It saves us having to remember the IP all the time, you know. And that is going to be Year of the Fox.thm. Yotov. I could just do Fox or whatever, really, I suppose. Okay. Nice. So we've got quite a few things here. Okay, we have port 80, 401. Oh, with a basic auth. You got to guess the password. Interesting. Got to guess the password. We've got 139, which is Samba, 445, which is Samba, and using the script results. Not much here. Not much here. Okay, so we will check out 80 anyway. Yotov.thm. No, how dare you? HTTP Yotov.thm. Ridiculous. So I don't know the. I could brute force, but I could brute force, but I don't even know the username on this one. Let's just check out the Samba. We can do enum for Linux. I think we can just put in the web address, right, or the IP address. Yeah. Okay, enum for Linux, yotov.thm. So that's running. As well as that, we can do smb client with L on yotov.thm. Okay, that lets us in, and we have Fox's stuff keep out. That's not too bad. Basic auth on 80. Then we have this. So let's see if we can get in here without any credentials. So we will and the share name is Yotov, which is quite good because that's what I'm using for my thingy. Access denied. Okay, we cannot get in like that. So let's make a note of that. Excuse me. Just nodding too on my throat today. Actually, that's better. Okay, so that's fine. Cool, let's have a look at this now that it's nearly done. This is what I wanted to get around to. So we have Year of the Fox, yeah, null SID. This doesn't mean much to me, to be honest with you. But that's okay, we'll manage it anyway. Okay, so Fox's stuff keep out, and then mapping is denied and listing is denied. So we know that. That's okay. We just figured that out manually. And again, there's nothing on that one, but it ends with $, so that's a default one anyway. We can ignore that. Password info, minimum password length is 5. Okay. Complexity disabled. SIDs. Okay. We've got users Fox and Rascal here, so that's worthwhile. So we could try both of those. So I'm not sure whether to brute force this. It does say try and guess the password. I'm not sure whether to brute force this or SMB. Let's try this because it does say, you know, you have to guess. Yeah, got to guess the password. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. That might make the most sense. So Hydra. Okay. Nano users.txt. Rascal and Fox. And then Hydra word list. Oh, hang on a minute. HTTP get, I think. With yotif.thm. Unknown service. Try that. Yeah, that's more like it. So Hydra L user pass list got you. Okay, so let's do Hydra capital L for file, and then capital P for. I think I may have to do this from. I may have to do this from root, so not as root user, but from the root directory. So home, sabretooth, desktop, streaming. I'm just basically following what's written here just above my cursor. Sabretooth and Nethemba boxes, year of the box. No, that's not what I want. Wordless tools, wordless. Rock you. Good. And then we've got HTTP. Let's try HTTP. yotif.thm. HTTP get or HTTP form post. Okay, so let's do HTTP get. Can't use this. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I need to look this up. Okay, I'm back. According to RTFM, I think I can put that first, followed by HTTP get. Okay, so that's comes in handy. Get this book, guys. Seriously, there's PDF versions as well, but support the developers, support the authors. Fantastic. So that's fine, I suppose. It just might be a case of waiting at this point. And I'm hoping it's not going to take too long. I wonder if I can set a number of threads. Maybe not. Maybe not. 16 tasks, login, tries. Let's see if we can get a few status. How do I get status? I'm not sure how to get status on here. I think it tells you anyway after a while. So we will copy this just to show that we know what the command is eventually. We can also do the same trying to get into. Ooh, look at this. So login, Rascal, password, Lewis. Nice. Okay, that didn't take long at all. That didn't take long at all. Okay, or Louis, I suppose. Lewis, Louis. What am I doing? So Rascal. Nice, great. Rascal's search system. We can sign in and get to a search form, field, form, whatever. So what are we going to search, guys? What are we going to search? Test. No file returned. etc password. Oh, I can't write. I can't do that. I can't do slashes at all. What am I doing? Why have I closed that? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, so it looks like there's client-side controls here. Let's view the source on this one. Yeah, we've got some filter.js. I wonder if I can block that. I wonder if I can block that from being used. I mean, to be fair, I could also just go through Burp Suite and avoid the client-side controls. But you know, if I do inspect and go for this filter.js here and delete that line. Oh, it's still applying. Huh. Okay. I thought that might work, but obviously not. So we'll go on to Burp Suite. We'll put in something and something. Don't mind me, guys. There we go. It didn't take long to start up. Last one of the year. Oh, I'm thinking of starting off next year by doing some SQL injection, manual SQL injection challenges. There's 10 of them at Red Tiger. I'm thinking of going through them on the channel. So I might go for that rather than doing Try Hack Me Tuesday and Hack the Box Friday, just until those 10 are done. I'm not going to do like 10 videos of it, but if I do like 3 in a video, it'd be like 3 or 4 videos on it. So that might be okay just for a couple of weeks, you see. I'll make a post on that and see what people think. Yeah, sweet. So we're going to go here, test. I'll send it to the repeater. Let's kill that. There we go. So no file returned, but now I can quite literally do that. etc password. Okay, no file returned. Search.php, which is the page we are currently on. Huh. ls. Test ls. I'm just going to try a little bit of code injection. Wonder if I can close that off. Let's... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to the intruder and see what this can find. If I take it to the intruder here and just do some fuzzing with this, simple list, add from list, fuzzing, quick or full. Let's just do quick for now and see what happens. And then we can see what the results are. You see, no file returned. No file returned. Oh, hang on, there was something different there. Invalid character. Huh. So that's the only one which caused trouble with the dollar character here. Okay. Keep that in mind. Let's give it the full fuzzing list as well and see what happens here. No file returned. Invalid character, that's the same one. Invalid character on here, again, that's the dollar. So that means that, sorry guys, hang on a minute, I'm just, right, I'll be back in a sorry about that. That was my wife bringing me tea and biscuits, so I can't really complain too much. Invalid character again, it's the dollar symbol. No file returned. Invalid character. No file returned, invalid character. So there's nothing here that I can do by fuzzing. So I'm going to stick with that idea. Thing is, if I do ls and then start another... Right, let's face it. Whatever I put in here, right? If I put test, what it's going to do is it's going to pull it out and put it as test. It's then going to add, it then may add that quote plus this. Okay, right, let me think about this. So if I do test and then close off this, right, then put in my own command like ls and then start another one, test. Hang on, let me see if this is right. So with that, so that's my original command. I've closed it off, I've put in a new command, and then I've started another one, and it will close that one off thinking it's my first command. Which spaces are going to matter here. Huh. I thought that might be the way forward, I'll be honest. I thought that might be it. Let me have another think about this. Unless we don't need to put that on the end. Still no file returned. Filter bypass, filter bypass. I'm not getting any feedback. I'm not getting anything back at all, except if you use an invalid character. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to bypass this right now. I feel like it's so close to this, it's unreal, but at the minute I'm just kind of just guessing randomly. This is not a well-designed box if this is how it's done. I'm just going to try a few things. I'll be back soon. I found something. I realised that once you hit enter, it sends like the carriage return new line. You put new line at the end of this and it does echo moo. I was right about the fact that you need to close this off before starting a new command. Then you got to add the new line. Because look, if I just put in, let's just kill that a second. If I put in echo moo here without the new line, that's what happens. If I hit enter for the new line, that happens and we get moo back, right? That's what's happening here. So technically now, if I actually put in an ls here, we've got search.php. This is like the file. This is it. So if we do ls, go back a directory, We're in PHP. Go back another directory. Index.html. Go back another directory. Webflag.txt. Wow. Okay. I wasn't quite expecting this. Right. Let's update notes. So what I actually need to do is go back to this one and basically show what the original was. And then I can explain or write about how I modified it. Okay, we can close the string and then add our own command followed by a new line. So now I can basically go back to this one and show that. So I mean, technically, I suppose I could cat web flag.txt, and we've got our first flag without even having a shell on the system, which is actually quite special. Good. That's probably why it's called the web flag. You're probably meant to do it through the web, right? Good. Happy with that. So we've got our first flag. Now, if I can run any command here, which I seem to be able to here, what about a reverse shell? Let's just try the bash shell. That one generally works. Sometimes. Let's get our IP address, which is this. Let's put that on port 1234 because that's generally what I do. So what we need to actually do at this point is take this, put this in here, and then use this as our data, post data, right? Okay, let's get this listening. NCLVP1234. Beautiful. And then we send invalid character. Ooh. Okay. Invalid character. So okay, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. What if we do echo this? I might have to put in quotes just to make sure it actually works okay. Good. Echo that into base 64. Right? And then what we actually need to do is echo this into base 64 decode and then run it in a bash shell. Does that make sense? I think so. Let's give that a go. That's not good. Didn't want that. Invalid character. What's invalid? Is it like pipe? No file returned. It's not. So what's invalid then? Oh, is it the plus? It could be the plus. It's the plus. Okay, the plus is messing things up. I've got an idea. What about if we do that into base 64 and that into base 64? We don't have a plus this time round. Okay, right. This is going to get really complicated. It doesn't like the plus character, so we can encode it a second time. We can encode it a second time. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is going to work at all, but we'll certainly try it. So what I'm going to have to do now is echo this. Hang on, make sure it's all on one line. Echo this into base 64 decode, and then put that into base 64 decode. Right. So it has to decode it twice, you see? Let's try this. Echo that into base 64 decode, into base 64 decode, into bash. Apparently. Let's try that. Invalid character. Okay, it's getting way too complicated. It's getting way too complicated. And I'm not sure which character now is causing the issue, if there's still a plus in here I'm missing or what. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's this. I don't know what that's doing there. I didn't want that there. It just needs to go into bash, that's it. Let's try again. Oh, wow. Okay. Double base 64 encoding, decoding. Wowzers. www data. Lovely. Oh, I've got biscuits. I don't like eating on cam. This is a good point for me to take a small tea break, and then I'll absolutely be back to finish this one off. Good box so far. Really complicated. Okay, I'm back. I've done nothing else. Literally just who am I and whatever. Is that? I've not even put that in there yet. Let's do that now. Right, let's see what else we can do. We know that Rascal and Fox are on the web, but whether they're on the system as well, I don't know. Let's go to home. Yeah, so well, it's ls everything. Permission denied on Fox, permission denied on Rascal. Lovely, that's exactly what we want. So we're going to go to temp. And I think we're going to just get limpies and see what's up here. Clear that. cd privesc scripts, and then sudo python 3. Well, come on, get with it. http server or 80. And then we're going to wget whatever my IP is. /limpies.chmod. Okay, we're off. Running limpies. Well, so far this has been good. I really like that double. I suppose, you know, that wouldn't have had to happen if my IP was different. That was likely because of my IP, right? Well, whatever. We got around it anyway. We got around it. I suppose what I could have done is use wget. Oh no, it's got slashes. Oh no, I don't need to put in slashes for a web address. I do need it for directory though. Maybe that wouldn't work. I was thinking of using wget and uploading a shell, but I don't think that's possible or likely. Okay, let's just check this now. We are Linux version 4, Ubuntu 18. Okay, relatively oldish, not too bad. I've seen worse. Not many capabilities here. Cron, no. Okay, daily timer, clean service, news service. Okay, couple of services running. Writable listeners. I don't really care about listeners too often. Let me just check to see if I'm in frame. I am in frame. That's good. Localhost. Yep. Huh. Okay, we have SSH running, but locally. Not. Huh. What? What's the point in that? I suppose. Oh, I don't know. I suppose so. Users can, once they've already got access on the system, can log in as a different user. Weird. Normally I use SSH to do like tunneling, but in this case that won't be possible if SSH isn't available outside of the system. I may have to use a Socat or something, perhaps. That might be the way to go here. I've not done that yet on this channel, by the way. I've not dealt with Socat on this channel, so I will have a look at that. Yep. Apache password. Yeah, we know that one. Got to guess the password. We know. HT password rascal. So Fox doesn't have a username on the web, just rascal, and we got that one. LDAP public keys SSH deconfig. Let us check that in a minute. See if we can get some SSH config, because I'm very intrigued about how this SSH is set up. Keyrings, password, blah blah blah. Big bowl of porridge. Doesn't seem to be much in the SMB at all here. That was a bit of a red herring. There doesn't seem to be any unknown or unusual SUIDs, capabilities. There's nothing weird in any directory, as we can. Fox.txt and creds2.txt. I missed those, and important data.txt. We will have to look at those. Just saw those as I was running past. Check these files. That's it. Let's check some of these files. Let's check some of these files. So we'll still start here. Cat. Okay. Unsure what I'm looking at. I mean, it's base 64. But unsure why. It's just easier when I've got multiple lines to do it this way, unless it's all one line. Okay, that doesn't look good. Box.txt, important data.txt. Nothing in that. Nothing in that. Okay, they were kind of useful. Useless, sorry. Should I Socat this? I think I may try Socat. Okay, as there is no SSH, I want to say outbound, that's not the word. Remote SSH, that's the one. We can try Socat to tunnel. Right, this one's going to be fun. We're going to wget my IP address again, whatever that was. /Socat. Change mode to X. So technically we should be able to run that straight off. Exactly 2 addresses required. Okay, nice. So see if we can remember how to do this, as it has been a while. So cat, we need TCP listen on 1 2 3 no 9999. We'll do 22. TCP listen on 22 for TCP. I'll explain this in a minute, by the way. 127.0.0.1.22. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to listen on port 22, and it's going to connect to our local system, which is currently the Year of the Fox system on port 22, which is where SSH is running. Unknown option 4. Really? That's the way I've always done it. But that's the way I've always done it. Let's get rid of the word 4 then. Permission denied. Oh, is that because of trying to listen on 22 on 22? Okay, well let's change that then. Let's do 22222. So that's now listening. So technically, let me get this right. Maybe I used a different version which used 4, but I've definitely used one. It was a long time ago. I've definitely used one before. We're gonna have to look this up, you know. Socat 4. I mean, that's quite a ridiculous thing to search for, but Socat command in Linux. Fork. Oh, you idiot. Fork. That's what I needed. You absolute idiot. Fork. Fine. I probably do need fork. Why did I have it in my head as 4? Fork. Right, let's try it without fork and see what happens. I've always used fork. Why did I have it in my head as 4? I'm an idiot. Right, anyway, forget it. Let's just carry on. Oh my god. I still don't know. I didn't read the config, did I? I wanted to do that. I'm going to have to kill this. I might as well anyway, because I want to get the fork running. So that means I've got to run this again. And then we're going to go to cd temp. Make sure everything's still there, which it is. And then we're going to cat out this. Okay, that's more like it. Forwarding no. Per user basis. Allow agent forwarding. That doesn't have anything that we need. Cat etc ssh config. Huh. Whatever. We're going to try again. We're going to Socat TCP listen on 22222 fork idiots TCP 127.0.0.1.22 address in use, because I've already done 2222222. Fine, we'll just do that then. What's happened now? I'm really annoyed with this. CD to temp, we're going to go again. Do this. Fork. TCP 127.0.0.1.22. Right, that's listening. So let us check whether we can SSH test at did I do yotta.thm on port? Okay, so you can see that the tunnel is working, but obviously there's no password for this. So I could use Fox or Rascal. So I could use Hydra now. So if we go back to my original Hydra command, it might be easier now. and just try brute forcing this. I'm not entirely sure if brute force is the way to go on SSH. Where was it? There it is. So if I take this, copy, I do that, we've still got the same users, we're still using the same thing, that's the same web address. We need port, which I think is S2222, and the service is SSH. We have SSH connections on 2222, so brute force. I don't think this is the way to go. I don't think this is the way to go. I'm going to leave it for a few minutes and if it does come up with something I will let you know. If not, I'll be back, what way, 2:26? So I'll be back, let's say 2:36. Let's give it 10 minutes and I'll be back. We keep getting crashes. We keep getting crashes. Here's the thing, right? If I terminate this system, which I need to now do, and go again, I've got to go through all these steps again with a new IP. Maybe brute force is wrong because it crashed the system. I've had a quick look round. I can't find any SSH files. There might be another way of doing this. I've checked sudo, nothing. I've tried logging in as these users without a password, nothing. So I've tried the basic stuff that I would normally try, and it's just not happening right now. So I'm going to go again, I think. I've been trying this with different IPs. Hang on. Been trying this with different ports. I've been trying it with just with Rascal. I've been trying it just with Fox. I've been trying it with the list. I've changed this instead of doing S for port, and I've tried it like this. I'm just trying a few different things. So I've got a few different things going here. It's quite crazy. So this one for some reason is not working well, or I'm doing something wrong, because I really hate it when people say, oh, it's not working, and actually it is working. It's just the fact that what was this? Rascal Lewis. Huh. Is this dynamic? Does this change every single time? Because if so, this is really annoying. This is really irritating if it just changes the password every time. It doesn't make the box any harder or anything. It just makes it more annoying when you have to redo the steps. Oh, I've got to go through it all again. This one's annoying me. This one is so annoying me. I've got to go through this again. But at least it's just a case of following the steps. Like, I could literally just paste that in and just change YOTF. I suppose I could leave it like that and change it in my host file, but I might just use the IP this time, Not that it matters. So it was Lewis last time. What is it this time? How is there a restore file from a previous session found? That can't be true. Oh, it must be from the previous IP that I was using, or whatever. So it was Lewis last time. Let's see what it is this time. If the passwords change every time, there's a problem here. This had already found the password last time, by now. Can you tell I'm annoyed? Maybe I'm just doing this wrong. Maybe Socat isn't the way to go. I'm just sat here waiting for things. Right, I'm going to get this password, log in, go through all the steps, get back to where I was, then I'll be back. This is ridiculous. What a way to end the year, eh? How very apt and how very typical. After a few attempts, as you can see, I'm doing this reuse address, and the reason we need fork, I kept forgetting, is because after one connection, it sort of dies. So fork keeps doing many sub-processes, right? Many new processes. The password is I hate you, and I've got a feeling that might change every time as well. But look, SSH, Fox, I hate you. Finally. I just want to get this one done. I just want to get this one done now. However, it is okay. I hate. I had one going with Fox, I had another going with Rascal. I was going to anyway. I was just going to try one at a time for like 10 minutes each or something, but as it happened, there we go. I'm just happy to get that, and I'm hoping I don't have to reset and do it again. At least we know it works now, though. I could probably kill this Socat. I don't want to, just in case. But, you know, there we go. Who am I? Fox, cat, home, Fox, user.tech, user flag, whatever. And there it is. My wife's being very loud downstairs. I don't know what she's doing. She's on the phone to somebody. She's like, ah! So the fact that she's screaming like that is probably family. Don't mind me, I'm only joking. Right, sudo L, because we can. You may run the following commands. Shutdown. Really? Shutdown. Trolls. Get rid of burp suite, we don't need that. Yeah, as if there is no way at all. Google. Shutdown Linux privesc. Oh, really? Really? If we can execute shutdown command as root, we can gain access to privileges by overwriting the path of power off. Okay. Apparently that's a thing. So, this is one I've not seen before. Let us make a note of this site. It says that shutdown calls power off, right? So if I do strings on user bin shutdown, strings not found. Yeah. Well, let's do cat user bin shutdown then. Okay, well, let's just assume that this is... Hang on, is that the same on our system? What if we do strings on user bin? There is no shutdown. Locate shutdown. Oh my god. User sbin shutdown. I've just seen it. So strings user sbin shutdown. Okay, so shutdown on our system. It says it uses power off. String grep power. So it's just got power off without, huh. I will explain this in a minute. I know I'm like half making sentences. I'm just thinking through it as we go. Journal file, skipping, failed. Root directory. Refusing to create, failed, assigned. Path config. Unexpected scope value. I love the That's quite fun. So although I can't see it here, it really does seem to run power off. Okay, well, let's just assume that's the case. It seems to run power off without any path. If I locate power off, it's in user sbin power off, right? And I assume here is going to be in user bin power off. So if we ls user bin, it's not here. Well, it must be somewhere. ls user sbin. Not here either. Well, wherever it is, it seems to run it without using the path, which means if I change the path, there's no set path here. Look, if I do sudo, go away. If I do sudo l here, you'll see that the path is set. It's a secure path and it cannot be changed. It will use this path to search for, whatever I decide to, if I ran ls, it would first search there, then it would search there, then it would search there until it finds it, right? But here, it doesn't seem to have that at all. So we should be able to do as it says and change. Let's do this then. Let's echo bin sh into power off. So we're making a copy of bin sh. We're calling it power off, right? Or we could do bin bash, whatever. We change the mode of that to make it executable. We add temp to the beginning of the path. So if we now do echo path, the first place it will look for this power off binary is in temp, and that's ours that we've just created, And now we execute shutdown as root, and then we get the root user, right? So sudo user sbin shutdown, okay? Nope. And it runs our binary as root, starts a new shell for us, and here we have it. Nice. Easier than I thought. Go for that. Right, let's get these last two flags. Or do we have two flags? I'm not sure what we have. We have our second flag there. So let's just get the last one. Cat root dot text, I assume, unless it's root flag dot text. Oh, just keep things as they are. Root dot text. Seriously. ls root user flag. Huh? Okay, if you say so. I thought it'd be the root flag, but obviously user flag. It's the same. Can't be right. Directory, man. Home Fox, that's why. cd root cat root.txt, you idiot. Oh, why? It doesn't make it any more fun. I've rooted the damn thing. So angry. So angry. What does this add to the box? Right, I'm done. I've rooted it. That's as far as, it doesn't matter about the flags. I've rooted the damn thing. I don't know. Let's have a look. cd home ls ls a box ls a rascal user flag bash history. Did you think I was useless .root? Right, so for that reason alone, I'm not going to give this a very good review because that bit sucks. There's no need to put that in there. Other than that, decent box. A lot of brute forcing though. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was. I'm complaining a lot about it. I don't even know what this is. Here's the prize. I assume that's something which is long gone by this point. I don't know or care what that is. Right, let's go. Web flag. Oh, that's why they're giving extra 30 points for the root flag, because they know it's crap. Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me. Right, the first one. I don't want to end the year like this. I don't want to end the year on a bad note. Not a bad box, really. Expose was the worst box of the year, I think. I just wish I knew where my flags were. Come on. Think about it. I got the web flag before I did anything else, so... web flag.text. There it is. Right, that's the first one. Tired, man. I'm so tired. User flag is when I got access as Fox, wasn't it? So here. Oh, why? Look at this. What's the point? Wasting people's time. That's all it does. Do you think you're clever? I'll tell you now, you're not. Well, hard. I like the double base 64, but that's only because of my IP address. So that probably wasn't even an intended one. Then it was a case of brute force the basic auth, run Socat, brute force the SSH, and then a basic... Nah, that wasn't a good box. well, it wasn't a crap box, but it wasn't a good box, so somewhere in the middle, that one. I definitely won't put the difficulty as hard. Anyway, that's it for the year, so thank you guys, and I'll see you in 2026. I may start with some sequel challenges without sequel map, and then get back into these in a few weeks, or I may continue from here. I don't know. I might put a post up and see what people say. Thank you guys so much for joining. Have a good new year. Hope it's works out better than this box. And I will see you next time. Please leave a like, subscribe, and all that stuff, and visit nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thank you.